book with you. You can't show up to the
And
book
it even
drive without a book,
matches.
right?
That's
It
right.
even matches your colors.
Matching books. So, welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. We're doing a pop up podcast here today at Child Park Recreation Center at the Competitive Readers Coalition Book Drive, and it's going down right here at Childs Park now, Saturday, December 13th. That's today.
Today.
Started at
Today.
10, and we're here until 1, and you can bring a book by. And we're here with the founder of the Competitive Readers Coalition, Mr.
That's right.
Antonio
That's
Brown,
right.
and Lindsay Grove. I know you got
Hello.
Dr. Lindsay Grove. Got
Dr.
Thank
Lindsay.
you.
many
Thank you.
hats, many hats,
Many hats.
many
Many
hats. So
hats.
thank you for being here. And I guess we'll start with the first question that I got. Tell us of course, I mean, just a brief introduction so you can let us know, let the people who don't know you know who you are.
Well, once again, I'll let Lindsay go first.
You are so sweet.
Yes, ladies first.
Ladies
Oh,
first.
wow.
Ladies first. Yeah, ladies first.
So my name is Lindsay Grove. I am the CEO of the Hypatia Collaborative, which is a organization that supports nonprofit back office.
Okay.
And the Competitive Readers Coalition is one of our nonprofits that we support.
That's
And
right.
right now, our services that provide grant writing, accounting, all the stuff that is the unsexy part of nonprofit management.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, that's funded by the city of St. Pete through their American Rescue Plan Act dollars.
Awesome.
So we're really happy to see an organization like the Competitive Readers Coalition thrive and put on events like this in our community because we know that reading is really, really important. I'm also running for city council here in St. Pete for District 6.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, so I do wear multiple hats.
Yes.
So yeah, but of course, the
What-
star of the show.
Well, they said if you want to get something done, give it to somebody who's busy. So.
That is the truth. That is the truth.
That's probably why I got so
I-
much
I was
stuff
just
going
saying,
on.
like,
Yeah,
it
that's
takes
how that
one to
happens.
know one.
That happens.
Yes,
Mr. Brown.
we all seem to have a lot going on these days. Once again, my name is Antonio Brown. I'm the founder of the Competitive Readers Coalition. Today we're having a awesome event, the book drive for the Competitive Readers Coalition. We're trying to get as many books as we can for our kids in our organization and our program. Um, with working with Hypatia, just to
Yeah.
to tag on to piggyback off of Lindsay, we've been working with some great consultants,
Okay.
helping us with, like she said, the back office and getting those things in order so
Nice.
that 2026 can be a thriving year, not
Yeah.
a striving year, but a
Right,
thriving
right,
year. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I do. I know
exactly.
exactly what you mean.
Like we're talking about wearing many hats.
Yeah.
Yes, we've all had to, wear these hats in our nonprofit spaces that we've been in, and one of the things that I'm happy about today is the support,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
From the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, from one of my close friends, Brother John,
Yes, sir.
and also Lindsay Grove, which is another one of our great friends and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
supporters. So today is going to be, I should say, a great day to come out and grab some books and provide some books for our kids.
So tell us what inspired it. Like what inspired the idea to
Well,
do the book drive, and why is it
To
important?
be honest with you, I was invited by Dr. Loretta Caldwell to the to
Love her. Love her.
one of my consultants with Hypatia
Okay.
but also was a good friend of mine prior to being with Hypatia
Right,
or
right.
joining a committee, or not committee, but the
Collective.
the
Is it
collective,
collective,
right? Yes,
collaborative?
The
collective.
Collaborative.
Yeah,
The
collaborative.
collaborative. So she invited me to the BWP event, right?
Yeah, the Business and Professional Women.
Yes.
Yep. Mhm.
And we had a breakout session that day.
Mhm.
And in that breakout session, we talked about some of the things that some of the things that could be done in the community within the next 30 days.
Okay.
So this was
it's one of those
this
groups.
is a
Like
champion.
we're
This
not
was
just talking.
right.
Like,
They
to be
weren't just talking.
yeah.
They were actually moving. Trying to move, get some things done and move at the speed of light.
Right.
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 So in 30 days, we put together this book drive, and here we are today
Nice.
with the support of the Hypatia
Mhm.
Collaborative
Yeah.
and also the BWP.
Yeah. We had a lot of. I was at the same event, and
Sure.
and we were in the same group, and it was great because it was also talking about how do we create a process to sort of identify problems in the community, and then what do we do, like you said, in a quick fashion
Yeah.
to just put on an event or do something that might enact change. And so
Or
we were
impact.
or
Yeah,
or
yeah.
impact, exactly. So luckily Antonio was in our group and we were like, well, we kind of have a built-in,
You don't have to
opportunity.
reach very
Yes,
far
Right.
to
exactly,
connect. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and I think everybody in our group has been touched by a book
yeah.
or has been a avid reader, and so it just was like a natural fit to work with the Competitive Readers Coalition. So yeah.
Absolutely. And so, why did you think it was important to come by and bring some books? Because I saw you didn't just show up to take a picture and say, "Hey, it's a good job, everybody." Like you brought books yourself. Why do you think that was important to do?
Well, I like to say that readers are leaders.
Yes.
And, one of the things that really got me through my childhood was being an avid reader.
Yeah, same.
I'm constantly inspired by, fiction and nonfiction. I still am an avid reader to this day. And I think it's really important for us to expand our worldviews, to even just foster creativity. And I think that starts young. And
Yes.
so I was just recently at a Thanksgiving book and food drive by 13th Street Heights Neighborhood Association, and they had some leftover books. And I was like, you know what? I have a place that we
Yeah.
can take those leftover books to. And so I brought, a bag of them today because I just really think it's important for our kids to not only have access to books and to be, motivated to read, but also it's the kind of books that we give our kids,
Right.
making sure that they have all these options to think about how different people live their lives, to expose them to different ideas, especially now as we look at censorship in our schools,
Right.
Yeah.
especially in the state of Florida.
Oh my God.
Yes. So I myself have a little free library outside of my house.
Okay.
And
So what do you mean when you say a little free library? Elaborate on what that actually means. Because
Good
there may be other
question.
people who want to do little free libraries,
Yeah.
right?
I highly recommend it. So the Little Free Library movement, it's an actual national organization, and it might be international now. But essentially, what it is it's a little. You can put a box. People have reused those old Tampa Bay Times newspaper, the
Yep.
plastic distributors.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bins, yeah.
Okay.
And you can either bring or take books from the Little Free Library, and they're all over St. Pete, all over the United States. Actually, there's a map. You can
Okay.
go online and see what Little Free Libraries are in your neighborhood. There's one here at the Child's Park Recreation Center. So yeah, if you are interested, people get real creative.
Okay.
If you're not one of those people, you can actually go online. The Little Free Library Association sells Little Free Libraries, and if you really want to get crazy, you can probably go on Etsy. But
Yeah.
yeah, I highly encourage that, and obviously, I highly encourage donating to an amazing organization like the Competitive Readers Coalition, because it's not just about access to books; it's also about encouraging our kids to read and
Right,
feeling
right.
confident doing that.
That's right.
And
That's
and
right.
it's part of the role that you've been doing is not only just getting books to have books and like dust them off every now and then for a reference, but what's some of the work that you've been doing to encourage children to read?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that I've realized and found out when it comes to, encouraging kids to read is just having a relationship with them.
Okay. Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things that I've come to recognize is that, having a trust factor, building a rapport with the kids,
Right.
that has gotten me further than anything, I
Yeah.
believe.
You can't just preach it and say
Right, you can't just preach it.
you ought to read.
Right. So, me reading to kids
Yeah.
in the barbershop, kids seeing that happen, and then consistently, being a part of their regimen,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Right. So when they come in for a nice cleanup or a fresh new look,
Mhm.
that image is also a part of, that confidence.
Right.
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 So we help them build that confidence with practice.
Yeah.
We talk about practice a lot. A lot of kids like to play sports.
Yeah.
We'd like to say that one of our mottos is we're not just raising competitive athletes, but we're also raising competitive readers.
Love
You
that.
see what I'm saying?
That's a
So-
great idea.
what you did
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
I
so-
love
I
that.
see exactly what
So
you
that's
did.
our tagline. So one of the things that I am very passionate about is seeing more improvement. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seeing more kids being involved. We want to build our capacity for
Right.
participation up this year in 2026. We also want to include a couple more barbershops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So expansion is where we really want to take this But as far as me and my passion for it, it started a long time ago. Um,
And then just thinking about the types of books, right? Do you have a certain type of book that you're requesting, knowing that we talked about, there's book bans and all of those things? Is there a particular,
yeah, so we basically want culturally relevant books, right?
okay, yeah,
Things, books and stories that kind of like, tell our story.
yeah, yeah,
Books that have characters that look like us with name, image, and likeness.
yes, yes,
Um, those are the things that we champion in the program.
yeah,
And we also don't want to leave out any other kids, because one of the things that we don't realize is that other kids don't necessarily see a lot of books with other characters or other
that's
That's a
right,
ethnicities
right,
in them
great
right,
as
right,
point.
right,
well.
right,
That's a
right,
great point.
So being able to also have all kids, all young men,
yeah,
right? So we've kind of transitioned from just not just black and brown boys, but all young boys,
yeah,
all young
yeah,
men,
yeah,
because all of them need to be able to identify and see the importance of other ethnicities
yeah.
inside of books and cultures
I don't know
inside of
why
books as well.
what came up for me was Whitney Houston. I believe the children are the future, and so and so because you think about a lot of the problems that we have,
Right,
the solutions are going to come through our children,
hmm
Yes.
depending on what we put in front of them and what we give them.
right,
And all children need to be a part of that. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying that and really
Yeah.
having that
yeah,
acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Because if you don't see other people in the books, then you think, oh, it's just all about us,
right,
and there's no other contribution that
right,
anybody else made, and so you continue that mindset. But when you start to see and appreciate the diversity of the contributions and the brilliant minds from all people, it
right.
actually helps society grow and flourish.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. So being able to, black authors, introduce black authors to,
yeah,
other ethnicities,
yeah,
LGBTQ,
yeah,
all those, are important in
yeah.
today's
As a
society.
part of the human
That's
experience.
is a
Yeah,
part of the
Exactly.
human
yeah,
experience. And
yeah,
then, being able to provide the kids with different types of industries, professions,
yeah.
those
Yeah.
entrepreneurship,
Okay,
you
okay.
know, um, those are also things that I am very passionate about exposure.
Right, right.
I have a partnership, with a organization called MAR
Hmm.
and One Community Grocery Co-op, where we have a Books and Beyond series, um, where we took taking the kids on a ferry, out to the beach,
Right.
out
That's
to
awesome.
Sand Key, and we did a
Nice.
barbecue out there.
Nice.
Nice.
We did some scavenger hunting.
And you did some camping too, right?
We did
That's
we
so
did we
fun.
did some camping at Boyd
Nice.
Hill.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
did
Love that.
campfires. We had archery.
yeah.
We partnered with Cloud9
Shout out to
Adventures with
Javon
Javon
McNeil, man.
McNeil. Javon McNeil, a lot of people don't realize this, but Javon McNeil was one of the first individuals that came to me when I started my nonprofit organization
Hmm.
and basically gave me a blueprint.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
That's
really one of
amazing.
the first gentlemen that had somebody I could relate to, because he was a black man
yeah,
with a
yeah,
black organization.
yeah,
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 well,
yeah.
started by a black man with an organization. So
Right.
it was it was good to actually talk to somebody that I could,
Yeah.
ask some
Identify with, relate
identify,
with.
ask some
Yeah,
questions to, because he was going through a lot at the time as well.
I remember.
Right.
Yeah,
So yeah,
because
so
I think he might have just celebrated like 10 years of Cloud
I
Nine.
think,
Oh,
yep,
Yeah,
that's
10 or
awesome.
11 years. Yep,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So he's doing great now, and we're partnering together to do more things in 2026. Again, we're trying to get the kids out there and to doing things that they're not accustomed to doing.
Right.
We have this telephone now that's taking up a lot of our time as adults and
Hmm.
our children's time as well. So being
Ain't
able
that
to
the truth?
provide something for them to do
Yeah.
outside of those
Yeah. Electronic.
scrolling
Yeah.
Yes.
Doom
electronics,
scrolling.
right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what they call it. Doom
So this
scrolling.
year we
Yeah.
plan on doing some outdoor adventures. I'm gonna
Nice.
do some things with vertical ventures this
Okay.
year.
Oh,
Okay.
love.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna
That's
just
amazing.
some different things,
Yeah.
um, to introduce to the kids.
That's
Right on. I
awesome.
want to pause for the cause real
Yeah.
quick because we are live, and I want to remind you. So you're tuning in. This is a pop-up podcast with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. We're here at Charles Park with the Competitive Readers Coalition. We're doing a book drive. It's happening now until 1 o'clock. Childs Park is 4301 13th Avenue South, and you can actually bring a book by. Bring a book. Take a. Can we take books too?
Take a book too.
Bring a book,
Yeah.
take a book, but we're actually looking to bring in books. And then there's a QR code. We put that on the screen for you as well. So if you want to donate, there's a list of books that's available because you do have, again, books
Yes.
that you're specifically targeting. And so you can scan that QR code that's in the corner right there, and you can contribute, make a donation, and come on over. If you just want to come by, say, hey, they got some good snacks over there too. It's like some refreshments over here.
We got refreshments.
Yeah.
We got some snacks. We got some sandwiches for you.
We
you
also
know.
have an
some
author
water.
here that you can talk to.
We got
Yeah.
William Ricker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk to him in a little bit
Yeah.
as well. Dr. Grove, is there a particular book that you can say, like, okay, it was this book that had an impact on me?
Oh my gosh, that's a really tough question. Let me see. Honestly, the first book that comes to mind is A Wrinkle in Time,
Okay.
which is I'm a big science fiction fantasy reader. And A Wrinkle in Time I read, gosh, probably in middle school. And it was one of those books that really really made me kind of bend my ability to kind of think abstractly.
Okay.
And also because it's such a creative story, and it centers around a young girl who is misunderstood. She's very headstrong, and it's also about family and family dynamics set in this like crazy universe. But that book really made me want to do more writing.
Okay.
And really inspired me to write short stories and obviously read more.
Right.
Yeah, Madeline Ellingle is an amazing author, and yeah, so that's the first one I can think of.
Oh yeah,
There's so
that's how it
many.
happens. It's, and that's
It's like
what-
your favorite movie. You're like, how do I choose?
It's the favorite book that's coming up to you in this moment.
Exactly,
Because tomorrow I ask you
exactly.
what was one of those books,
Oh,
and then you
yeah.
have another one that'll come up.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, that's the same with me.
Yeah. What's the book that's coming up for you right now to just kind of like
The Best Education of a Negro.
Okay.
Okay.
Dr. Carter G. Woodson.
Dr.
Yeah.
Carter G. Woodson.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what was that like? Just kind of getting in that and seeing it.
Oh
Just
man, that was
walk us through that experience.
that was an eye-opening experience.
Yeah.
It was, at some point in the books I wanted to tear up. Some I was getting angry.
The
It was
full range.
a very emotional book.
Right.
I did get the full range of emotions with reading The Miseducation of a Negro. I've read this so far so many years ago, and it still has a major impact on me.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was written when it
was written.
and then
Yeah.
it's still relevant
Yeah.
To today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and yeah, just trying to change some of the narratives,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just be a better me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
I am not miseducated. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
so
right.
I can educate properly.
That's
you know what I
right.
mean? So
That's right.
yeah, so that's one of the books that really sat with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that really that did it for me was Message to a Black Man in America
Okay.
by Elijah Muhammad.
Okay.
And I saw it for years in a picture with Muhammad Ali. Like he always would be in this picture holding his book
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yep.
But I never really thought about it, right?
Right.
And then I saw one of the brothers on the corner with the newspaper, and he told me about the book, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I saw that was a book that Muhammad Ali always had." When I got that book, it was like, "Wow, okay, this is absolutely what I need in this moment," and it inspired me to read other books.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I grew up reading. I was never like a novel reader. It was always like self-improvement type stuff.
Yeah.
So I was
Mhm.
always like trying to figure out how to be a better version of myself. So is there a particular genre that you prefer to read? Like, are you doing novels, fiction, nonfiction? Like, what's your jam?
I'm a nonfiction reader.
Okay.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I like real stories.
Yeah.
And I like documentaries a lot.
Okay.
So
Like those historical
historical
biographies.
Yeah. Autobiographies. I can watch documentaries all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? About history.
Yeah.
A lot of pastime stuff.
Right.
Really catches my attention.
That's it. Knowing where you're coming from to get to
Yeah.
where you're going. Yeah.
Well, knowing what history others history has also helped me as
That's
well.
right. That's right.
To identify, some of the causes and things that we're
That's
going
right.
through today,
Yeah.
right? So
Lived experiences.
lived experiences as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Makes sense. Dr.
Yeah.
Grove.
Well, as I said, I really love science fiction fantasy, but recently I've really been getting into horror.
Oh,
Okay, okay.
Because horror a lot of times is a vehicle for metaphors about trauma,
Okay.
about
Ah,
racism or
Yeah.
bigotry or and I will tell you one of my favorite authors is I believe it's Stephen Graham. He wrote
okay.
My Heart is a Chainsaw. He is an indigenous writer,
Okay.
and so many of his horror stories are centered around the indigenous experience,
Okay.
especially from the
Okay.
United
Yeah.
States.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay. I
It's
gotta check him out.
so good.
Yes.
Highly recommend. Highly recommend.
That's amazing. And then again, for you, those who are watching, you can share this with your friends, tag them in this, let them know that we're over here at Child Spark. We'll be here until 1 o'clock. It's the Competitive Readers Coalition. We're doing a book drive today, really emphasizing the importance of literacy and the importance of reading. And then, Mr. Brown, would you mind telling us some of the impacts that you've seen? I mean, you've been doing this for a while now.
Yes. Well, some of the impacts that I've seen are some of the kids that I've been actually mentoring and tutoring in the barbershop have become gifted students.
Oh, wow.
So this is
Wow, that's
so
a
some
huge
of the
impact. Yeah.
some of the parents have testimonies about how the practice inside the barbershop
Yeah.
has, propelled them in actually school.
Yeah.
So the thing that I'm really excited and passionate about and happy about is and grateful for is that a lot of the kids that work with me
Yeah.
are actually doing very well.
Right.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
So those stories really hit home. I don't share them a lot
Yeah.
as much as I should.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking now.
But
Exactly.
but I have surveys with parents, actually testimonies and different things like that. That in
Yeah.
2026, my communication will be a lot different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of people, so people will start hearing and seeing a lot more of the stories that have been
Yeah.
told by parents and the kids, and even to have kids coming back, that have graduated
Right.
from high
Right.
school
Yeah.
and are in school now. Some are in the military, some are doing
Yeah.
well in other
Yeah.
professions. So, the kids that have been in my program have been staying out of trouble,
Right.
right?
Oh, that's
Right.
awesome.
Behavioral problems have been, minimized. And their career paths are going and the trajectory is going pretty good too.
No,
Oh
that's
my
amazing.
gosh,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Dr. Grove, maybe you can help talk to this, and
Sure.
I'm just I probably put you on the spot and may have nothing to do with
Go
your
right ahead.
wheelhouse,
Go
but
right
just some of
ahead.
the science around how readers develop, right? Because I remember
Sure.
seeing one thing, like it was saying people who read more are able to empathize, able to step outside of themselves and identify with other people because you're reading about characters.
Yeah.
And so, can you talk a little bit about just the character development, if that's in your wheelhouse, and if not,
Sure.
we can just like make it up.
Yeah.
Miss
The
Teresa, how you
researcher
doing?
in me is like, oh God.
Look,
Thank
you so much.
Thank you so
Miss
much.
Teresa.
Yeah.
So I want to
Yeah,
pause
yeah,
for a
yeah,
minute
yeah, yeah.
and do a shout out. Miss Teresa, we had a commentary that was going on about St. Petersburg history, and she said, "I got
Yeah.
a book." She posted a picture of the book in the chat. So she said, and then when I saw the book, I ordered it.
Okay.
And she was like, "I
Oh.
wish you wouldn't have ordered it. I
I
have
got
one."
one.
And so she's coming by bringing me this book, and it's
All right.
and I think it's just
How you
so
doing?
I think it's so appropriate.
This is a great one.
Oh, okay, so you've seen
Yeah,
this one.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is the Black America series, St. Petersburg, Florida. It's by
Yep.
Sandra Rooks, and it has a lot of St. Petersburg history. So thank you, Miss Teresa. I
Thank you, Miss
appreciate that.
Teresa.
And I just figured it would be so appropriate to bring me a book to the competitors.
That was not
The book
staged.
drive.
That just happened.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And I think I had that one, the one with neighborhoods. I just didn't
I
have
think
this
I do
one.
too,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
actually.
Okay.
Brother Askia, Imam Askia got me the one about neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. Like when
Yep.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen it. But thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Miss Teresa.
Look, she's
I
running.
love
She's
that.
in
Yeah,
between
she's like,
events
here
as
you
well.
go.
No, there's a couple of events that's happening too. To the point, like I know Front Porch CDC, they're doing
Yep.
a Christmas toy giveaway.
Yep.
Shout out to Miss Lolita, right? Like a block over.
Uh-huh.
And
Another Hypatia nonprofit.
there you have it.
And one of our consultants.
That's
there
right.
we go.
That's
There we
right.
go.
That's
Robert
right.
Bradley, thank you for the comment. Bradley says Financial ABCs by Eddie Malik,
Okay.
former Amazon. Wait, my cousin wrote it for kids. Okay. So
Nice.
Financial ABCs by Eddie Malik. And so just I forgot where we was, but
You were talking
oh,
about
the character
yeah,
development.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
reading and character development.
I mean, I will say that's not my
Sure.
wheelhouse,
Not a
but
subject matter
that
expert, but
but I will tell you, I think that to your point,
yeah.
being exposed to different types of characters, and not just in terms of what they look like,
Yeah.
their background, but also how they think,
Yeah.
their struggles, how they decide to, overcome their adversity. Those
Yeah.
are all great things for kids to be exposed to because
Right.
they may not be exposed to those things in real life.
That's
Yeah.
And
right.
it's in a lot of ways you're giving them a toolbox
Yeah.
that they can use in their own lives.
That's
and,
right.
and that is an empathy builder, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we definitely talk with our older kids about essential life skills.
Okay.
So not every session is going to have a book,
Okay.
right? Because a lot of times,
Yeah. Yeah.
some of
Yeah.
the kids just want to talk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes they
Yeah.
want somebody to talk to them,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
And once you're able to again build that trust and build that rapport, you can understand the signs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can pick up on different things, and if something is bothering a kid when they come into the
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I have
Oh,
enthusiastic
you know what I
kids
just
ready.
thought about? It's not just the kids, because you do that for me.
Yeah.
You know, you come in and it's a space where you can just like, man, how you doing?
Unwind.
How you doing? Let
Yeah.
me let me tell you exactly
Yeah.
how I'm doing, and just being able to have the space that's a safe space.
Yeah, a safe space
yeah,
to
yeah.
unwind and
Mhm.
just be yourself.
Right.
There's no judgment here.
Yeah.
Right.
We always want to, share right our
Mhm.
experiences with our
Yes.
boys, right? So that's another thing, being able to share some of the truths that we've actually experienced
Yeah.
has been a great experience as well, right? Because again, not a lot of these kids have father figures, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And having somebody that is consistently,
Right.
in their lives. So this is also another opportunity for me to be there in another
Yeah.
way as well. So
Yeah.
good way
Absolutely.
to step up.
Absolutely. Look, they're flagging this saying
I was
we're
just gonna
going to
say.
interview the one of the board members of
Yes.
the Competitive Readers
Yes.
Coalition. So
Hold
you
up. First, let's get Mr. Wells
Okay.
right behind. You good?
Okay.
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 All
I
right.
was just
So
gonna say, yeah.
let's go, Andy. We're gonna
I'm
bring
happy.
in.
I'm happy to switch my
Okay.
seat.
Okay.
So,
You're
yeah.
gonna tag out.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You're gonna tag-
I'm gonna tag out. I'm gonna tag out. I'm gonna go sit on the bench.
Thank you so much.
No, thank
and
you
if people
so
wanted
much.
to connect with you, how can they connect with you? You
Sure.
mentioned that you're running for office,
I
and so
am.
if there's a
I-
way that people can reach out,
Go,
Yes,
Lindsay.
thank you. So you can reach out to me at www.groveforstpete.com. I also have social media channels on Instagram and Facebook. And I'm out here trying to meet people. I'll be out. I've been canvassing, so just feel free to say hi. Also, I'm having my campaign kickoff on January 31st
Okay.
at the Polish American Society in Old Southeast from 6 to 9 p.m. Everybody's welcome.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Yeah,
Thank
of course.
Thank
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for all that
Thank
you're
you
doing.
for
Of
being
course.
here and your support, Lindsay.
Of course. This is honestly my dream job, is being able to serve the community. So I'm happy to be here, and I love hearing your stories and your successes with the kids, with families, with people in the community. Just like it just makes my whole day. So
That's
thank you
awesome.
so much,
Awesome.
Antonio.
Thank you.
for being
Awesome.
here. And while we're switching out, we want to remind you that we're here. We'll be here until 1 o'clock. We're at the Childs Park Recreation Center. We're doing the Competitive Readers Coalition book drive. It's going down right now until 1, 4301 13th Avenue South. There's no excuses. Thank you so much, Dr. Grove. All right, welcome. So we're on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, and we live. Would you mind introducing yourself to the people? And
First off, thank you for
Come on,
having
Nicole.
me.
no doubt.
I'm Andy Fernandez. I'm a retired
Come in a little bit closer.
Air Force here in the Tampa Bay area, and
Oh wait, you want to get us all? Look. I think
yes,
so.
We got pictures of you.
All right, I'll fix it.
Go.
Okay, awesome.
Go.
Thank you so much. Sorry.
And
Oh,
so-
okay. We swapping all the way out. Look, tagging team.
Yes, let's do it.
And so you're gonna introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I've been in the Tampa Bay area since 2006. I was raised in New England, Providence, Rhode Island, in
Okay.
the inner city, and as we all know, like money only makes you more of what you already are. So when I joined the military, I was still that inner city thinking, and then I ran into my mentor, and he
Okay.
gave me a book.
Oh wow. Wow.
So as a child, I was already into learning and
Right.
developing myself. Even though we had cable, I was always on that PBS. It just always was part of who I was,
Right.
and that's why I couldn't stay there. He gave me one book. I read it, gave it back. He gave me another one. I read it, gave it back. He gave me another one. I popped my head back there. He had a whole regimen that
Yeah.
he was putting me through that changed my entire mindset,
Yeah.
my whole
Yeah.
software, a software upgrade. And ever since then, I've been just passionate about paying it forward.
Right.
So fast forward 20 years, right? I just need to get a haircut.
Okay.
I know him on a Saturday, right? We all know that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Saturday. That's the day. Yeah.
But it's tough. Most barbershops are packed. I go into Antonio's barbershop,
Shout out to Central Station. Yep.
Central Station, get your cuts.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the posters, I'm looking at the books, I'm looking at this child reading, and I look back and I said, "Hey, what is it that you're running here?" He says, "We're here putting books in the hands of our
What
brown
kind of
and black
operation is
boys
this? Right?
in our underserved communities." And I said, "You are speaking to my soul. I was that brown boy."
Yeah.
And I've been feeling this call to pay it forward.
Yeah.
And I've been coming just no longer aligning with corporate America
I hear that.
and grinding from profits and margins. And I wanted something that set my soul on fire.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Wow. Wow. And your connection to the Competitive Readers Coalition is?
I sit on the board. We're trying to figure out what exactly my responsibility is going to be.
But you're on the board now. That's the first step.
On the board, I'm fired up,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm just ready to make this happen. Ready to set this thing on fire.
Right on. Right on. Please introduce yourself, Nicole.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Roberts, originally from Space Coast of Florida, but came over to St. Pete for college and then never left because it's such a great community. I work with the St. Pete Downtown Partnership as the Director of Operations and just started a new nonprofit, Connect Pinellas.
Okay. And what's your connection to the Competitive Readers Coalition? Like, how did you get involved with this today?
I actually got connected with Antonio Brown a couple weeks ago at a Business and Professional Women's annual event.
Okay.
We really wanted to talk about actionable steps that we can do in our community to make it a better place, help, connect the community. And what our group decided was we wanted to support the book drive today.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
got
why
it.
we got connected.
And just thinking about the book drive itself, like I'm sure you probably had other options of things that you can do. What was it about the book drive that resonated with you and the group?
We really thought, we really wanted, again, actionable, tangible things. How can we bring people together, spread the word about Competitive Readers Coalition and, get people to actually bring donations, so that's kind of how we came together with that.
That's amazing. And then just, thinking about like your experience, you talked about like the impact of having a book, and reading a book. Is there a particular book that you can point to or that you remember that was like one of those ahas that kind of changed your life or moved you in a way that you didn't imagine? And I know it's probably many, so we'll say the book that's coming to your mind right now.
There's many, but I believe back then I would say The Giver.
Okay.
And the autobiography of Roberto Clemente and Hank Aaron. So I was big into baseball as a child, but the adversity and the challenges that they faced as they were breaking records, and it just shows that adversity is part of the process.
Yeah, no,
it doesn't always have to be, but expect it. And we persevere.
Usually, if there's a value associated with it, it's going to be a difficulty factor, right?
Absolutely.
And Nicole, are you a reader?
I am a reader.
Yeah. What shows you like favorite genre that you read? Do you have
favorite genre? I'm really right now kind of into that dystopian genre. I feel like I grew up in the age of like the Divergent and the Hunger Games. So really like the adult versions.
Look, we live in it.
I know. We're preparing.
If we're talking about books that we love now, I was thinking about as a kid. I would have to say Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, hands down.
Okay, right now that's where you at. Yeah,
I love Outliers.
Yeah. And then just thinking about the earlier part of the question, is there a particular book that you can reflect on and say, you know what, this was a book that had a really big impact on me?
Recently I was looking for books to buy for my little cousins. I remembered Hatchet by Gary Paulson.
Okay.
I think it was one of the first books as a kid that I really connected with. And I think it really exposed the idea that books can really transport you to this world of hopefully something you'll never have to experience in your life.
Right.
But help give you empathy for things that, people might have been going through. And
we talked about that earlier about how the books and reading can give you empathy for things and kind of put you into, those different spaces and and being able to walk a mile in somebody else's shoes, right, and have those different experiences and understand that. Is there a particular thing, a book that you saw a character in, or a character that you unite with, or you like, okay, yeah, this is like somebody who I can relate with? And that's a broad question, I know, and it just was like a stream of
have really
consciousness.
bad main character syndrome, so I think I relate
Main
to
character
every.
syndrome, main character.
Yeah.
You really lock in.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. That's me.
That's usually well written if you have that
Yes,
reaction,
yeah.
right? Like, how about you,
I
Andy?
can't think of a
Yeah.
character. I did a lot of professional development books.
Okay,
and,
gotcha.
and more nonfiction.
Yeah,
But I really like the Go Giver
okay,
by John Berg, and that was about he's mentoring a business professional
Sure.
in sales, and it was like, hey, if you want more sales, give more. It's not about always asking, and the reciprocity will happen on its own. But
right.
it's just giving where people least expect it.
No,
and that's why we're all here, right?
That's
Yes.
exactly why we're here. And then just thinking about, being here today, if somebody's out there and they're watching this and they be maybe sitting on the couch saying, you know what, I ain't got time to go do no book drive. Why should they come by and participate?
Because someone did it for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Someone did it for you. There was many of our predecessors that we have to remember, right? When you came in, I shook your hand.
Sure,
we talking about the dream, right?
Yeah.
There was no AC back then, and they did what we didn't come this far to just come this far. So it's imperative that we lay down.
I want to pause there. We didn't come this far to just come this far.
I took that from Eric Thomas.
Okay, gotcha.
You got to give credit where credit is
That's
due.
right. No, that's amazing though. I see why you took it, because it's absolutely the truth. Yeah, no, that's amazing. And then just thinking about, again, the spirit of books, the spirit of reading, the need for it in the community. And what would you say, Nicole, to people who may be on the couch of like, I don't know if I got time to do that.
No, I think, especially in these times, I think connecting with our community is so important.
Yeah.
So I think just coming out, even if you don't have books to donate, just come out, talk to people. You don't know what kind of, what idea might spark out of a conversation you might have with somebody here.
Right.
And then for more tangible things, we do have cookies and sandwiches available.
Absolutely.
So if you're hungry.
No, that's absolutely right. And so we just want to remind you, if you're watching this live, please share it, tag a friend, tell a friend. And if you catch the replay, we have the QR code in the corner up here, so you can scan the QR code, learn more about the Competitive Readers Coalition. But we're here at Childs Park. We'll be here until 1 o'clock, and it's 4301 13th Avenue South. And we're talking with board member Andy, and we're also talking with Nicole from is it Downtown Partnership?
Yes,
the Downtown Partnership. And I think that's just another thing that's amazing about just how these connections happen, and being able to connect the dots, and the work that you all are doing now to be able to say, okay, we want to be involved in the community, not just downtown. Why is that important?
Well, I think we're really lucky in St. Pete to have such a great community that really does want to support each other. I think everybody, if you hear a good idea, everybody's first question is, how can I support you? How can I help? And
Yep.
I think that's a really unique thing about St. Pete.
No, that is amazing. And why do you think it's important for young people to actually read the books and start to experience reading and participate in these programs when they're young?
Because it shapes the way that you think going forward. So when a child learns one word, they inadvertently learn 7 other words associated with that.
Yeah.
And not just that, depending on the author, it invokes the sensory detail. A good author will invoke that, right? So I was moving the other day, and I clicked the box on the Tupperware, the Rubbermaid thing, and the apartment was empty, and it echoed, right? So a good author would say, as the lid clicked and the echo, and then the sound echoed, it hit me, it struck me that my time here was over, right?
Yeah.
So invoking that, so you become a better speaker by becoming a better reader.
That's right.
So there's many skills that come with just reading. People think it's just reading, and we've got to compete with electronics nowadays. But,
yes.
There's no replacing cracking a brand new book open, smelling the pages, and losing yourself in that character, in that story.
No doubt. Well, I want to thank you both for stopping by. Thank you for all that you're doing in the community, the work that you're doing to spread the word, the connections that are being made, and the dots that are being, connected, so that we can really have that full circle moment. So what we're going to do is we'll take a quick 30-second break for those who are watching, and then we'll come right back. We're still here live at the Competitive Readers Coalition Book Drive over at Childs Park. So we'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Agape Soul Boutique. High-end boutique looks and quality with affordable pricing. Located at 6025 Martin Luther King Street South in St. Pete. Choose from our amazing selection of stylish, fashion-forward heels, wedges, boots, children's shoes, accessories, and much more. You can shop now and pay later, interest-free with Afterpay. Subscribe to our website and get huge savings on our latest products at agapesoulboutique.com. For more information, call 727-379-1318. Come give your feet the royal treatment and check us out at Agape Soul Boutique today.
All right. And we want to welcome you back. You're here with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club for the Pop-Up Podcast. And we're here at the Competitive Readers Coalition Book Drive over here at Childs Park. And we're here until 1 o'clock. So come on down, bring a book and bring books. There's actually a list of books that you can purchase if you like to make a donation or a contribution. You can do that by scanning the QR code that's there. There's also a link to the website in the chat. But please make sure that you support it. We're going to be here until 1 o'clock. Natora, thank you for tuning in. Mr. Bradley, I appreciate you. If you would highlight this and tag a friend, tell a friend that we're here and we're doing some amazing work. So if you could, both of you mind just giving us an introduction, let us know who we have at the table.
Well, I'm Wayne from here, right here in St. Pete.
All right.
Just a regular guy coming to support my cousin, Antonio Brown.
That's what's
glad to be here.
You're a Wells?
Yeah.
I see it all over you. I see it. And Wells got them faces, man.
Yeah.
Glad to have you here, Brother Wayne. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I'm William Ricker, and I'm born and raised in Tampa, Florida, and I'm a new sci-fi author this
Come a
year.
little bit closer. There you go. So you say you're a new sci-fi author?
Yes, I am. I just published my first book in April, and then my first children and teenage book a couple months ago.
Oh, that's amazing, man. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Brother Wayne, why did you think it was important to be here today, man, and support this effort?
Just getting out in the community. I haven't really been doing much
Okay.
in the
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
And when to take my son to get a haircut at Cuz shop.
Okay.
And he was like, "We having a book drive." So I say, "I'll come out and support."
Yeah. And have you seen the impact of like reading and putting books in the hands of children? Have you seen that experience?
Yeah, I seen it with him. I'm not actually a reader. I never
Okay.
really
Okay.
read
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
But
You said with your son, yeah.
Yeah, my son.
Yeah.
Actually, he's a good student. I was never a real good student like that or anything. Just
Yeah.
basically on sports.
I hear that. I hear that.
But I see that we need more than that now.
Right,
You know?
right. No, that's absolutely the truth, man. I thank you for saying that, right? Because you know you'll get a person who sit down here and you think everybody's readers.
Nah.
What did you have like the opportunities and you just chose not to do it, or it was
That
just
just really was my thing. I'd rather
Okay.
be out in the street,
Yeah, yeah,
hanging out, doing
yeah.
different things or playing sports.
Right.
School wasn't really my thing.
I hear that. I hear that. And then as a father now,
Yeah.
you
Now
know,
I have a son and a daughter who are honor roll and principal list students. I'm like, hey, that's a good thing.
That's amazing.
That wasn't my.
I hear that. I hear that. Thank you for saying that. And then just talk about the impact of reading. Like, how what was your journey to becoming an author?
Well, I was writing since I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I always loved the imagination in Marvel and DC movies, and even growing up in the 90s, watching Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, seeing characters transform into the screen,
Yeah.
but never really seen representation over the years. And I wanted to create a story where it could be relatable for everyone, where it can be cross generational and impact a lot of people as well. So I wanted to dive into that sector of putting my own personal story and even dive into the science fiction realm into that.
I hear that, and just thinking about like were there any challenges that you faced with like getting your books actually published? I mean, so I'd say it like this. Let me step back. So I've been working on the book for about 20 years. Still haven't got it done. Did you get it like when you made up your mind that you were going to actually write your book? Were you able like how was that process to like come up with this idea and then write it and then actually get it published? Because I don't know, like I'm just stuck, man.
Yeah.
Help a brother out. Help me get this book done in 2026.
Yeah. Through my own experience, I started writing my story when I was in high school.
Okay.
And going through different titles, revisions, and even stopping for a while and having that writer's block.
Okay.
And I couldn't really, motivate myself and even am I ever going to be able to finish it?
Okay, so wait, so I just want to pause, so I'm not alone in that. In that
No, you're
journey.
not alone.
Yeah, I hear that.
Every writer goes through those challenges, whether by start to finish, and it's always a revision process with it. And I had to do a lot of research over the years, and even creating my story and gain the confidence to actually start small and then continue picking up the pace.
Right.
So what I had to do last year, there was this spark in me where I wanted to start writing, and I kept on writing every single day and putting my mixture of my own story and even creating the world that I created called Al Canoe.
Okay.
Meaning Emerald City. And
you see that, Wayne? You can create your own world.
Yes, you can. Just like Black Panther, Wakanda, and
Superman. You mentioned, yeah.
And
wow,
there's always a process, and it's just building the confidence to continue to write and even have the time. I was even telling Antonio that it took me, a long time to write it, and I had to keep writing, tell myself I'm going to finish it, I'm going to do this. Not even work a 9 to 5 job, like everybody else, and having the time to, before I go to work and after I go to work, to take the time at least 10 to 15 minutes or even 30 minutes to start writing.
Yeah.
And when you have families, I know how hard it can be.
Yeah.
Even though I don't have any kids, single, but whatever time that you
I see what you did there for the live audience. No kids, and then he's threw in that single too. So
let them know.
let them know.
Yeah.
And then you got our brother Bradley in here. He says, "My brother Wayne." So you got somebody in the chat that's shouting you out.
Okay,
they happy to see you here and be here with us, man.
All right.
And then like just thinking about the reading journey and the books. Like, have you picked up a book and was like saw a character or had a book that maybe had an impact on your life as you were growing up and going through school?
Well, the Bible. That's
that's the book.
The book.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really reading it, but going to church,
right,
hearing
passages.
But now that I'm older, I read the Bible.
I hear that,
and that's the book that I read, and I come to find out that all these other books take from the Bible and they create different books.
Yeah.
Through all the genres.
That's true.
So.
No, I hear that, man. No, that's amazing. I really appreciate that. Is it? And then with your children and just seeing them how they're thriving. What's the source of books? Like, where do you get books from? Because that's another one of the things too. Like, where do you find the books and materials? Because that's part of why we're doing this.
Central Station Barbershop.
That's where you go to get the books. That's where you pick them up at. Yeah, no, that's amazing. And I said that's what happened with my daughter. So I got a 5-year-old grandson, and he like. I'll say I think it's safe to call him a baby genius at this point, but he has a book that he got from the book club. Brown Boy Joy, what was the book? And my daughter said that like she has to read that book to him almost every day because that's like a book that he really gravitates toward because it has you can see the pictures of yourself in it. And so with you coming up, William, what was there a particular book that like sparked your interest? Like, you got that book and it was like a life-changing or very impactful book that you read?
One of the books that I read was Tanashi Coates' The Warrior Dancer.
Okay.
He mixed, historical fiction and even sci-fi elements into it. So that was one of the books that inspired me to dive into my own personal book.
Okay.
And even just reading different genres, that was like one of the most impactful books that I read to share my story with anyone, that whether it's Afrofuturism, whether it's talking about unity, courage, and representation. I wanted to dive into that and let people know, more about it.
That's amazing, man. And then where can people find you and how can they get the books that you have?
Well, with my books, they can definitely look at on Amazon.
Okay.
And through all my social media pages. If you check Will Ricker, you'll be able to find me on all social media platforms and follow my journey and I will be continue writing my sequel, and that will be coming out next year.
I hear that. And so just thinking about that, right? Just now that you started and you've gotten you found your groove. Do you see an end in sight for this, or you just like how do you maintain that inspiration to keep going?
I tell myself to think something that would be inspiring for the kids. Like there would be some tactics that I would be using, like whether it's with my new events, I put like modern music, whether it's any genre, whether it's back in the 90s or whether it's current, to keep the younger audience engaged, whether it's through dance challenges, whether it's through wearing my costume and being a representation for the younger generation, to let them know, hey, reading is fun, reading is encouraging, and to definitely show that in that way to keep creating new ideas to spark the interest for the young generation.
And that's what's up. And Wayne, if you had a word for somebody who might be watching this live, sitting on the couch or just scrolling through their phone, what would you say to get them to come on down and make a contribution to the book drive today? Why should they come on out?
Just get in the community and start helping build.
Yeah.
To be better for the community.
Yeah.
We know all the problems that go on.
Right.
So sometimes instead of sitting back and talking about the problem, you got to come out and actually do something.
That's right.
It.
Get some skin in the game, y'all. And so, look, I just want to thank y'all both for the contributions that you made, the way that y'all have shown up today. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in. So, it's a great work that's happening. We'll be here until 1 o'clock. So, you can come over to Child's Park. They got some amazing snacks over there. Them cookies was good. I see they got the turkey thing over there. I heard Tonio say he was going to order some food a little bit later on. And so, again, I want to thank the Downtown Partnership for their partnership and connection. I want to thank the competitive readers, thank the authors, thank the board of the Competitive Readers Coalition, and thank you, the audience and the members of the community who understand the importance of reading, the importance of literacy. And we want to encourage y'all to continue to get involved. Again, you can scan the QR code if you'd like to make a contribution. You can also go to the website. We have a link for that in the chat for you. And again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Tonio, you got a final word you want to give to the people, man?
Yeah, man, I want to say something.
Come on.
Come on in.
Look, we about to land the plane, man.
All right.
So welcome back. For those who were tuning in early, if you missed it, we do have the founder and CEO of the Competitive Readers Coalition here, Mr. Antonio Brown. What's the final word for the people, man?
Yeah, man, I just want to say, literacy is very important. It's a crisis that we must address. I think that we put a lot of other, I would say community issues.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
We have a lot of community issues,
Yeah.
but I think literacy is at the foundation
I agree.
of where our fight should be, a lot of our fight should be going towards.
Yeah.
Because if we had like you mentioned before, the songs that were created about, the Whitney Houston song.
Yeah.
They had a song back with a lot of celebrity artists that came together and made
We Are the World.
We Are the World.
We are the children.
We are the children.
We are the ones to make a brighter day.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's start giving.
So I was a child in that era, right? So I was one of those children that they were talking about.
That's right.
Right. So now it's my turn to come up and do my part.
Right.
Right. So I think it's everybody's responsibility.
Yeah.
I believe to basically, do what you can.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it was Booker T. Washington. He said, "Put your bucket down where you are."
That's right.
So wherever you are,
yeah,
right. Just put your bucket down and get what you can get. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And when it comes to a lot of the common issues that we have in our community, a lot of it stems from a lack of literacy.
Yeah.
It comes from a lack of comprehension.
Yeah.
A lack of understanding.
Yeah, because we talked about this earlier. When you're a reader, your vocabulary expands, right?
Yes.
And so you get words to be able to express yourself, because a lot of the frustration sometimes becomes, it's like you don't understand me,
right?
And so I got to keep asking, do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's because you want to be understood, and when you feel like you're being misunderstood, it leads to frustration. And a lot of times it's because your vocabulary is limited.
Right.
But once you read and you start to see that there's other words that you can use to express yourself, then it helps with your communication skills. It helps with you being able to identify and relate to other people.
Yes.
Because you've experienced other characters and other characteristics. And so you're right to that point. I think, when you have that foundation in literacy, there's so many other intangible skills that you get from just regular practice of reading.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, we miss that.
Yeah.
I think parents, I wouldn't say they don't value the education as much anymore. I just think that sometimes they miss it. Right.
Yeah.
And what a lot of times we miss is the time that we spend actually understanding if our children can actually read.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Spending that time with them to see if they are actually reading on their grade level.
Okay.
Is
what
really
you,
important.
What word would you give to a parent or somebody who, may be watching this and they may have a child that's struggling, or they just haven't taken the time to really know where they are? What would be an entry point for that?
So what I would suggest is just starting with 60 seconds, right?
Okay.
Start with something that is age appropriate for your child.
Okay.
And then have them read as much as they can within that 60 seconds.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then what you would do is you would mark the mistakes on a separate sheet of paper.
Yeah.
Of like different things that that you might maybe identified.
Okay.
Right. While they were trying to read within that 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. So you may give them a paragraph or a short phrase to read, and then you can identify how many mistakes that they make.
Right.
And then what you do is you practice after that so that those mistakes become asinine and they become limited.
Yeah.
Right. Or gone.
Right.
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 So yeah, we want to make sure that we are able to start with something small. 60 seconds is all you need to have them read to you, and then you will be able to identify some areas where you can, as a parent, help your child achieve better reading scores.
William, have you anything that you'd like to add to that?
With that, have a child to pick up a book that interests them.
Okay.
Yep.
Whether it's sports, whether it's music, whether it's any subject, let them decide what they want to read age appropriately, and then let them read, like you mentioned, for like 30 seconds or a minute or even 30 minutes, so they can let you know what they learned, what they liked about it, and that will get them an understanding of enhancing their reading literacy and be comfortable with reading.
Right. Yeah. And then I know we talked about electronics, and I told y'all we was about to leave, but this is just like really good right now, and it's interesting to me. What do you think about? What's your take on like the Kindle books, right? Like electronic books as compared to, I don't want to say versus, right, to actual physical books. Is there a difference in the experiences, and what are your thoughts on that?
So one of my things next year in one of our programs will be with Kindles.
Okay.
We would like to get Kindles.
Okay.
And have audiobooks subscribed on the Kindles when we get them. So we're looking for sponsors for next year for that. To actually not substitute books.
Yeah.
But kids and adults and humans, we all learn differently.
Yeah.
Right. So sometimes a kid may not want to read, but they'd be willing to listen to the book.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
So now we've again identified areas, right, where some children may not want to read out loud.
Okay.
Right. So what we do is we try to figure out other areas where they'll be still able to, participate in reading. They're still able to learn. They're still able to read the book, but they can read along with the hearing. Right.
Right.
So now you add the book in front of them, and now they have a hearing component.
It's
right.
multiple
Audio.
forms of engagement.
Now you have So now they have the book and the audio, and then they can do both. Right. So now they can read along as the audio is going.
Okay.
That'll also help them to become better readers as well.
William, what do you think? Kindles and just the technology. Do you have a preference or any suggestion? Talk to me.
Well, with Kindle and physical books, there's different learning mechanisms that a child can, whether they want to listen, whether they want to actually pick up a physical copy. And as you can see, that I have different styles for middle school and children.
I see,
whether they want to pick up something small or whether they want to actually listen.
So that was intentional, because I see you got a small book for the smaller ones, a medium book for the middle school, and then a bigger book for the high school. You did that on purpose.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And even with digital, and I have not tried the audiobook as of yet, because there's a different way that you have to do it. But I've been hearing that it's a bigger outreach for audiobooks, and even with the digital, because not everybody will want to pick like an actual physical book.
Yeah.
But people have their own different experiences of what they want to learn. And so what I did was use those different ways to share my story. That way it could be age appropriate and for them to be comfortable with reading. So there's no different of how to let a child read.
Right.
It's about inspiring them, motivating them, and let them know that, hey, just take your time and be able to read.
Right on. All right, Mr. Brown, final thoughts.
Final thoughts, man. Again, we're trying to not only raise competitive athletes, but competitive readers.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's my final thought for
that
today,
loud and
man.
clear.
We're not trying to raise competitive athletes, just competitive athletes, but competitive readers and children in those classrooms.
And if you'd like to tap in and really make a tangible impact, like the Downtown Partnership said, something that you can actually do today and not just think about it or push it around in your mind, you can actually grab some books, bring some books over to the Child Park Recreation Center. We'll be here until 1 o'clock with the Competitive Readers Coalition. I want to thank you, Mr. Brown, for all that you do. Thank you, Mr. Ricker, for the inspiration that you're giving, the insight that you're giving to everybody in the community. And all of the partners, all of the friends, and thank you to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. And we out.
That's right. Thanks, Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
Thank you.